smashed it down further, you can see that the bar right here spells out Tony's. You see? Let's unwrap it. In all its beauty. The distinct tapping sound you only hear with chocolate. And then on the back, it's textured with all the yummy bits. Yummy. It smells amazing. The minute it broke, the smell of cocoa and even some of the toffee smell just wafted right into my nose holes. Just imagine you're smelling it right now. It smells so good. Then you fit it right there. Really cool designed EP that my husband found in a 50-cent CD area, and we listened to it. It's very nice music, but we're gonna take a look at some of the design elements and make some sounds with it in a bit. They had this combination of some of my favorite things, which are building toys and blind boxes. This is a Max Retro, and I guess there's 4 things you could get. You could get an old school Game Boy, a tape recorder and tape, an electric guitar and amp, or a camera. It sounds so nice. I'm gonna go clean my fingernails and we'll be back. Tetris or Tetra Tower. That was my whole childhood, was playing Tetris on this Game Boy. Oh, there's this sticker. That's amazing. Okay, well, we'll put this together at the end of the video. These people take album covers and turn them into spiral bound notebooks. And sometimes records get lost or they're too damaged or whatever. But the record cover is still there. It's still iconic. For instance, I got this Fleetwood Mac. It's different from this, which is Rumors. Anyway, I got this record sleeve at a record shop because they get donated people's collections, and a lot of times they end up with empty sleeves. And you could hang it on your wall, or you could make something with it. Let's do a little tracing, shall we? R E V O L V E R. This paper is really nice too. Very thick. It's dark lines. It's a very nice notebook. Journal. And you could use these to record notes about music, your favorite albums, listing what you want, like what music you're on the prowl for. So many possibilities. Or you could write all of your random thoughts, typical feelings, instead of sharing them on threads. Or Facebook, or comment sections. This cover is so iconic. This little ponytail. The silhouettes are amazing, especially her dancing posture. And the cape, translucent, by the way. Shaggy hair. Beautiful. Let's trace its nose and its beard. Eyebrows. Eyelashes. Eyelashes deep down inside. I like this style of music, and then the algorithms probably have sent me a couple of their songs before. But you can see it's a little sailboat on the water, and then also there's lots of wind. And the band, it's Guster on the ocean. And the plastic is still on it, and you really need the plastic because of all these little cutouts. You can see the CD underneath. The CD is pretty cool too. Look, it's an octopus. It's really neat. The track listing is on the ocean. Big white bed. Wait, what? No. Big wave bed. Every moment. Satellite live at the Met Museum of Art. That's no way to get to heaven live at the Met. This is how it feels to have a broken heart. That's the remix. And again, it's in the wind, the wind. You have this little sailboat going under. Oh no, it's sinking. The sailboat is sinking. Trip where I got these books. I also found these books. So this is someone's diary. And as you can see, there's a lot of missing days, but some of the days filled up. Now, another interesting thing is that the diary is for 1944, but they scratch it out and write 1961. Yeah, from the very start. Even right here. Here's a little tally, tallying up to 20. 5, 10, 15, 20. I didn't look it up, and I don't have technology inside of my little studio right now, so I can't look it up. But I'm wondering if sometimes years actually line up by the day. I'm wondering if planned it by the day, or they just went with whatever. Like, oh no, I just turned to a page and my question was answered. So it looks like it's a day off, so instead of Sunday, it's a Monday, which isn't that big of a shift. There's no school that day. I guess they felt the need to specify that it was a Monday, because of course there was no school on a Sunday. Report cards for semester: government A, chemistry C, chorus A, orchestra A, PE C. The edge of the book has a green tint. You see it? Oh, it's so pretty. December 22nd, there was a party at Swall's. We were supposed to go caroling, but the weather got so bad, we decided not to. It was a good thing, too, because we tried singing and we sounded terrible. I gave Jack a shock. I sat down at the piano and started playing. He said, "I didn't know you played the piano." I said, "Oh, you did too." He said, "I know you fooled around with it, but I didn't know you could play like that." I found out that Jack's lap is so much more comfortable to sit on than a chair. I was standing near him and he pulled me around on his lap. I saw Jamie Steeble's eyebrows raise at that point. I don't care. There are only two things I really care about at this point. I have Jack and my schoolwork. That is an epic diary entry. It's so beautiful. What a snapshot of a teenager. That's so cool. I love it. The handwriting's pretty good, too. It's pretty legible. That's pretty neat. Okay. And then this, Small World Long Gone. It has woodcuts by Herschel C. Logan. That's what really caught my eyes. The woodcut illustrations. Like, it's on the cover, but it's really beautiful. The font on that is just amazing. Look how the L and small and world are connected. A little tilt there at the O. So, there's another woodcut of the farm. And here are some of the real people. This is about it's a record of life at the turn of the 20th century, when farm life was an isolated existence, when church attendance meant social contact once a week that no one wanted to miss, when going to town required a 7-mile ride by spring wagon over a road of yellow dust in summer, and in the sting of prairie winds during winter, when the Rural Free Delivery Act was nearly passed, making it possible to receive a daily newspaper and provide contact with the outside world, when the telephone and automobile were just coming into existence. The setting is Kansas, the Flint Hills area. Across the border live the wicked marauders. 25 miles to the south is Indian Territory, not yet Oklahoma. The family home is a farmhouse with both sides of the relatives all living within 7 miles of each other as an extended family. Growing up in the Flint Hills in the very early years of the century was more than a provincial experience. Life had to be family-centered, for every pair of hands were ever busy with the demands of living off the land. Crops, subject to the vagaries of drought and searing sun, had to be planted, cultivated, and harvested. Stock had to be cared for and fed. Even after fruit and vegetables had been grown, they meant long hours of cooking on a kitchen range and canning in a hot, stuffy kitchen. The author's parents understood the value of education and the prescience to know it was to be the new American frontier, as well as an escape to urban living. They made advantage. Small world, long gone. It's an intimate look at the lifestyle, vastly different from anything we know today. Written by a woman of verve and energy. I like that word, verve. In the 90s, we had two bands that had verve in it. There was the Verve and the Verve Pipe. And we just let it happen. Anyway, it is a keen record by a perceptive writer whose career was in having a family and being active in civic affairs in the world about her. Would she have been happier in a professional career? Probably not, she reports. Unlike so many of my contemporaries, I do not feel estranged from life around me. I am in it and of it, and I love both many of the actors and the show itself. I like that. So, an update on this. I've come this far, but I'm starting to think I'm missing a few pieces to complete it, like more than a substantial amount. I don't think I've misplaced them, but I will continue this adventure with this Game Boy at a later date. I can put the little sticker on here. Let me do that. Alright, that's super cute. And I have all the buttons, I think. But I'll check back out, okay? Thanks for spending time with me again. Bye. I figured out most of the issues I was having. Those are on the wrong spot, by the way. And yeah, there's a few issues, but I've mostly got it together.